Hello everyone, we're at Woodland Bowl for the PBA Tour stop here, the Go Bowling PBA Indianapolis Open. And I'm fortunate enough to be sitting next to Bill O'Neill, a multi-tour winner. And Bill, thanks for taking out some time of your schedule here before practice starts.
Yeah, no problem.
How's your season going so far, and how would you grade yourself?
Yeah, it's been going pretty good. I got a title out of the way pretty quickly in the first stop of the year, and had a couple down weeks after that. But I bowled okay at the last couple of majors. I finished 14th at both of them. Never really felt comfortable with, the way I was playing the lanes, or just the way I could get my ball to see the pattern. So to finish 14th was good, all things considering. But obviously, if I don't win or make the show, I'm usually not too happy with the week.
Now you're coming off a couple of majors, back to what we would call more of a normal stop, but not so normal, a dual pattern tournament. How's your strategy coming in when you have a 45-foot pattern on one lane and 38-foot on the other?
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot harder. You have we haven't really bowled an entire event where one lane's been one way and one lane's been the other. Usually it's separate blocks and they combine them for the match play. So this will be a unique event for us. I don't really have a strategy. We haven't practiced yet, so I'll kind of see what's out there, and then just go from there. Like usually for me on these dual pattern things, I try to play them as similarly as I can, so that when I'm moving from lane to lane, like I'm not drastically changing. But that may not be available. So we'll see what happens out there, and I rely on my versatility and experience to navigate that.
I guess you've had some success here in the center before, winning the U.S. Open. Do you recall on that experience to help you in this event, or is it a totally different situation?
I've had a success other than that event too here. I bowled well in this place before, but I don't try to get too wrapped up in that stuff, because I've had bad events here too. And there's places where I've had mostly bad experiences, but I've had one good one too. So it's like I don't want to have any idea of what my finish is going to be before I come in, positive or negative. I just kind of want to go out there and attack what's out there. But I love this place. I love everything about it. The ownership treats us great. The city this part of town is very nice. This building is nice. They've renovated in the last couple of years. It's great. It's just that, like, everything about being here is great.
Now, it's going to take, as you say, a lot of grinding, probably per se, to get yourself mentally. How do you prepare yourself for that?
To try, not to be as cliche as possible, but it really is one shot at a time. You have to. Everything is. I equate it a lot to golf. If you watch a lot of golfers, they all have their pre-shot routines, whether it's the club waggle, or they visualize their shot, whatever it is. Everybody's different, and that's what you rely on as bowlers too. I try to make sure that my routine's the same every time, so I treat every shot, the same. I don't want to get too high or too low, before my shot. I want to visualize it. I want to understand what I'm trying to play on the lanes, what I'm trying to do with my ball motion, all those kind of things, and you visualize it, go through my routine, and then bowl. Do that every single shot, no matter what the lane condition is.
Now let's talk about, we had talked off air here about Fox's relationship with you guys. How has that been from a player standpoint? And to me, it seems like there's a lot more emphasis to make that live telecast every week.
Yeah, for a long time, we didn't really have any relationships with the network. We didn't know really anybody there. And the very first tournament that we had in Dallas, I met the executive producer of the show, and he came down, and it was like it automatically felt different. Their production is great. The way they treat us is great. They made us feel like part of the company, which in bowling we don't get that a lot. A lot of times we're an afterthought when it comes to all those things, and to feel like we were a part of a network that also does football and NASCAR and other big sports, was really cool, and we'll continue to promote the heck out of Fox, because they're doing that for us too.
Well, and we've had a lot of drama on a lot of the telecasts. I know you've won and made the double show, obviously, with Jason, but didn't have quite the success that you've had in the past with that. But I'm sure you've been watching these live telecasts, and it's been drama every week. It's been exciting for the tour, and I think for Fox.
Yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of close matches, a lot of interesting things have happened. You have good storylines with you know, with Jason winning his 10th and then going for the record-breaking major, and then you know, kind of the way that ended with, you know, the 710s, and you know, there's been a lot of drama, which has been great. You know, you had Kyle Troop making a couple shows, who's great for television. You know, it's been a really good start.
Yeah, it's like the Fox network and even the fans now are embracing more of the personality, and you're starting to see more of that come out.
Yeah, I mean, it's good when the good bowlers also have a lot of personality, and it's something that we talk about a lot. But we can't fake it. So like, I'm never going to be Kyle when I bowl. I just can't do it. And if, you know, if I did that, people would see through that. They would see it's fake, right? So
right.
It's good that we have people with that kind of personality that are also good bowlers, and it comes out naturally, and they can perform on the lanes while they're also being, you know, charismatic and doing other things. Well,
people always want to know a little bit more about individual players, and some random questions that might come about. What are you doing outside of bowling to get your mind away from the sport?
I get away from the sport. That's what I do. I mean, I'm 37. I've been out here for, you know, since my early 20s. So like, I don't practice as much as probably a lot of the other guys do, but I did when I was younger. You know, and I did it for a long time, and I bowled every weekend, and I bowled every day, and I did all those things. Now I'm, you know, towards probably on the downside of my career, I would think, of being out here for 13 years. So I try to take time off and get re-energized about the game. So like, you know, our season will end at the end of April in Japan, and I'll come back from Japan, and I probably won't bowl the whole month of May. You know, I spend time with my kids, and you know, and with my wife, and you know, we do things with the family, and I just get away from the game totally. And then when I come back, now I'm ready to go. Now I'm ready to practice. I'm ready to, you know, I love it again. You know, because if you do this every day for 12 months, you get burnt out. You just can't. You know, it's hard to do.
You wonder how players like Norm Duke have done it for as long as they have, you know.
It's interesting that you mentioned Norm Duke, because that's kind of that's the guy that I kind of followed in that sense, because he told me some years ago that when the tour was 30+ weeks, he would bowl 4 on and then take 2 off for that reason. You know, he wanted to take the time off to get his body and mind, you know, healthier, and to come back with a fresh attitude. And he said he had so much success on the week that he came back. And it made a lot of sense to me. He told me that years ago, and I never forgot it, and it's something I still live by.
Well, a crazy question to ask, but maybe get to a little bit know more about you. Favorite late night snack?
Oh, late night snack? I have a sweet tooth. I wouldn't call this a late night. Cookies, that would be my vice. But I don't typically eat them late. But yeah, cookies. I like. When I'm at home, we have a lot of fruit in our fridge. Grapes would be like the thing that I would like to sneak into the fridge and grab a handful of grapes.
I mean, if you're at the
I know, very adventurous. I know. It's very.
If you're at the grocery store,
yeah,
and you got to have cookies, what's the go-to brand?
Oh, I'm not a grocery store cookie guy.
You're homemade.
But yeah, either homemade or like, you know, Panera Bread has good cookies. Or, you know, things like that. I'm not like a Chips Ahoy. I don't like hard cookies.
Okay.
They're not, you know, Famous Amos or anything. Right. They're okay, you know. But, you know, they're better than celery, but they're not my favorite cookie.
Absolutely. You know, some random questions.
We could do a whole story on cookies if you'd like.
We could. I mean, you know, ice cream. What's the go-to flavor?
Oh, tough. I like ice cream. Like cookies and cream, I think would probably be one of my favorites.
The cookie go-to again, right?
Yeah. I guess there's a theme here, right?
Right. Well, we appreciate the time, and we wish you the best of luck this week, and hopefully maybe we'll catch up with Bill later on in qualifying and see how his event is going, and who knows, maybe he'll be the one hoisting a trophy once again here at Woodland Bowl. So Bill, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, Bill O'Neill. Look for him maybe on the TV show here at Fox Sports live at 3 to 5 p.m. on FS1. We'll be back with more Savage Bowling TV here live from the Go Bowling PBA Indianapolis Open.